I greet you in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, my listeners. Thank you for being persistent in following some of these presentations, which are very important for our salvation. I have received some reactions from you, which have seriously indicated that you are keen followers. I thank you so much for you people being dedicated to understanding righteousness of faith. We stopped the other previous presentation, we stopped on trying to say that it is only this planet where people do good works and it becomes good news and news all over, because our culture has nothing to do with good works. Our culture is always for bad works. They are the ones which are flowing out of us automatically. Yes, there's no effort to do evil, but there's a lot of effort to do good. And this is where we always get confused. It isn't news for other people, for other beings in heaven, for example, other planets to do good. That's their culture. Now, we come closer now to our home. If our culture here is to do evil and always evil things, how do we ever do good things for anything? It sounds a very bad question or unprofessional question, but we will elaborate on it. The problem of this planet, it is not as easy as some of you think. As far as our records are concerned, I don't think there's any other planet which is like it in the entire universe. This is a unique planet, a problematic one indeed, to say the least. You see, full of problems only. A planet which brings out bad things, bad works, everything bad, whose verdict is very simple, that it is death. Nothing can live forever. With the coming of the state of sin, it ushered in what is known as temporality. We explicate everything, yes, and every being on this planet, and everything created in terms of temporality, which does not exist elsewhere. The catastrophe which befall on this planet, if you want to know what it was, it is simple. I have been repeating it over and over, was the loss of faith in our Maker. It sounds simple. Forget eating the fruit, the fruit and what have you. That was just a symbol of taste. But the act of eating against God's command was enough to show that we have lost our faith, our trust in Him. He doesn't deserve the respect from us. We will be revisiting those elements slowly as we move towards righteousness by faith. Some of you who might have forgotten, it came because of the loss of faith in our Maker, period. Now, some of you, when we talk of faith, you don't really see whether it is a very important thing. I have been receiving questions like, how can I know that I have faith? What is faith? You see, and we are playing with this something so crucial because we even don't know what it is. And that makes me very worried and fear. Now, since our presentation is to do with good works, vis-a-vis faith, you know, and how can the two coexist on this very planet, we'll have to move systematically. There's no such a situation anywhere in the universe. It is only here. And you better pay attention very carefully. It is only on this planet we have such a situation whereby faith and wickedness are moving side by side. It is only here. In heaven, it is only faith and the righteousness of God. You see? Yes. Which always make a difference. Don't you ever be deceived that the law will save you. Law cannot save anyone. You can fast for years and years, but you will never enter heaven. You see, wake up, you people. You can fast for years and years, but heaven is not opened by what you do. Now, let me explain that one. Heaven is not opened by what we do. Have I done something good? So now heaven open. It is news now that I am performing well here, and so God can now open heaven for me. Religion has never told us more about faith. Christianity did, but it was taken away and dumped somewhere else in the backyard for several reasons as we will survey them. Since the law can't save us, and yet some of us think that the law is such an important element that in your salvation it takes the first place. Let me beg you to be serious and know that what saves you, it is the act of God himself, not your actions. Let that be the hermeneutical key to where we are heading. What saves you and me, it is purely God's action or act, not you, not yours. Let us look at other beings who are not living in our catastrophe. They are not where they are because of their good works. They are there because they had faith in God who created them, and God covered them with his righteousness permanently. Covered them with his righteousness permanently. They are not there because they are producing good works. They are there because God has covered them with his righteousness permanently. Actually, personally, I have no heavenly terminology. I can borrow what I know personally. And that righteousness has become imparted. It is theirs now. They can even pass it on if there's any chance, you know, not because of the good works. Then good works flows from the righteousness of God, and it became their culture. They don't boast even a single day about their good works, because they can't see anything to boast about. It is a normal way of living. Why? The righteousness of God has covered them permanently. That's what we call imparted righteousness of God to every being that has faith in its maker. Now, our planet is a very complicated planet, unique, complicated, very, because it is actually a catastrophe to live on this planet. If you understand the theology very well, and that's what the devil does not want you to understand. Now, we are infected with the state of sin individually. The state of sin, it is in us, and it is in any other creations. Yes, here on this planet. You cannot, even if someday humans will be able to go to live to other planets, they will still die as long as they are having this body of the state of sin. That's why it dies. Changing location cannot help us. Even if we went to the moon, the time will come and we die. Why? Because we go to the moon with this body infected already with the state of sin. Therefore, you as a human being or the creature on this planet, wherever, when you stand, wherever you are standing, you are sin itself. You cannot separate yourself from it. Let me repeat. You are not a sinner by what you do or what you don't do. You are a sinner by birth. Now, religion comes and it sees something going wrong, and then it try to teach you how to live well. Fine. You begin to live well. You begin to work so hard according to the commandments. Now, let us examine these commandments first of all. That one will broaden our thinking as we go piece by piece. The commandments are not written in the language of heaven. And the commandments are only for this planet. They are only useful here. And it's usefulness of the usefulness of these commandments. It is only to blow the whistle that you are in a catastrophe. That's all. You are in a catastrophe. You are in trouble. You are bad. Condemning, yes, but we can be understanding and say it is more of an information, you see, which you badly need to know. Because some of you don't know how bad you are. Some of you think that the blood of God himself came and plus your good works is equal to heaven. Thinking that you are a wonderful creature. No way. It is you who is a problem, not only to yourself, but to others. Yes. Nothing good can come out of you, as we have already covered. There's even mental sinning, which all of us were engaged in from morning to evening, but which has not been translated into acts or actions. Because you have kept away from engaging into bad actions or acts like killing, adultery, fornication, and what have you. You think you are a good man, or good person, or good human being. You are not. As far as heaven is concerned, you are not. You can't be good even for a second. Is that so? Yes. Then what must I do? You turn to the law. And the Lord says, you see, you are the one who has told me that I am in trouble. Yes. What must I do? The Lord will say, I don't know. I am not involved in what you must do. Why? Because salvation is not what you do. Salvation is what you believe. And the law is what you do. Performance. You see? And performance cannot take you to the level whereby only faith works. It is very surprising. Whether you love it or not, that's what it is. I have found it very difficult to preach to holy people righteousness by faith. In all my travels, I have found big resistance on righteousness by faith from the people who are holy. Why? Simple. Because they know that the holiness of their own plus the blood of Jesus is equal to heaven. So it is an equation. And holiness can only be produced by keeping the law, nothing else. And the law does not exist where there's no state of sin. Look at the way it is worded. You see, it is a typical document for this planet. It says, I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt. Show me how can that become relevant to the beings which have never sinned or have no the state of sin. Show me Egypt. I am the one who brought you out of Egypt. Yes. Don't have other gods before me. A command like that, it is only relevant here. Not anywhere else where the righteousness of God has totally become imparted, the righteousness to those beings. It has become imparted because they totally loved their maker, who is God. They don't doubt him. There's no doubt that they wanted to substitute him for anything else. You see, they have totally, in faith, surrendered to him to be their God. How can you come with such a commandment? It doesn't make sense. It can only become a commandment here where there's a catastrophe of sin. Please get this very well. You who think that your holiness from the keeping the commandment is the answer. I don't want it to sound bad in news, but heaven is not opened by your good works. Why? The answers are repeat over and over. Heaven does not belong to anyone who has the state of sin in him. Heaven can, then the question is, how do we get rid of this state of sin? Not by keeping the law, but by having faith in what God has done for you. Again, we are back to faith. Wake up, you people who think that good works, which you do always treasure, will be always the answer. Let us have a simple break, and we will continue to examine the law very carefully and where it belongs. God bless you.